G'day, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. G'day, Steeler Nation Australia. G'day, Steeler Nation worldwide. G'day, Steeler Nation bloody everywhere. Welcome to Steeler Nation Australia. My name is Mark Davison. You're joining me for a post-game, I guess, wrap-up or talk about or roundabout or whatever you want to say. The Steelers are 5-3. I'm waking up a bit dusty, actually. I'm recording this at 9 a.m. and I just wanted to get the thoughts and feelings of the Steeler Nation just out there so we can, move on with our day. We have a big game as well coming up with the Miami Dolphins versus the Ravens, which will affect the standings. So, I wanted to record this early, get it out to the public. Hopefully the next few hours would be great. But let's start with where we ended yesterday. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who came on the live stream. Me and It's Yinsberg, Tyler, we did a live stream for like 4 hours. He was involved for 2, but want to give a shout out to you guys. From Doug from Hawaii, Pat from Mexico, just me, John, Elijah, mate, all you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming live stream. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's just me sitting here in a chair watching the Steelers, win just, in the last, few minutes. But basically, it's just me talking football and you guys interacting in the chat, and it's so much fun. It feels like you're in a different universe when you're watching the game, and you can put all your troubles aside, push them away. Don't have to worry about anything else. All you care about is watching the game and watching our Steelers win, and we go to 5-3. Even though it was a really hard game to watch, and I'm not saying that. I'm only saying that lightly. Like, the Steelers did win, and I'm very appreciative of that. The Steelers are 5-3. It's a tough game any given Sunday, but for the love of God, can we just can we get a game where we're up by 14 points and we end up going to be 17 points or to 21, where we close out the game in that fashion? For the previous few years, it does just feel like that's where, we're up by 14, up by 7, up by 8, up by 9, and then the other team always comes back. And at one stage during this game, with 1 minute to go, we were losing. We were losing 27-26, and we had to rely on Boswell. Thank goodness for Boz. The Wizard of Boz, he kicked 2 50-yard field goals, Boswell, and he recovered a fumble for the first time in history. So Boswell, he could obviously almost be the man of the match. So yeah, it's just for us fans and us fans in the live chat, and you guys watching it all around the world. We have people from everywhere. At one time during the live stream, I think we had 80 people. 80. That's amazing. That's amazing to me. For you guys to look at my ugly head for 80 minutes and talk Steelers football that's crazy. But it just shows you how passionate we are for Steelers stuff and Steelers fans around the globe. Also wanted to give a quick shout out to my mate, It's Yinsberg. Excuse me, It's Yinsberg. Tyler came on the stream for 2 hours. I never met the bloke before, but I've been following his stuff for a long time. Same time though, you don't really need to, introduce yourself. We're all pretty cool. We all love our Steelers. He's doing some great things with highlights, and he's got a lot of videos coming out, at the same time. It's so much fun to talk football with him. He's so passionate. And actually give Tyler a shout out too. His memory, man, like his memory every time he brought up like AB had a pass here and he caught it here in this game versus the Raiders, or do you remember when Terrell Edmonds had a sack on this player here at this time? Dude, I can't remember yesterday. I can only slightly remember yesterday because the game was on, but Tyler's memory of the Pittsburgh Steelers was quite impressive. When he brought up the game about the Denver game with Peyton Manning back in the AFC Championship, it was quite interesting as well. Before they went to Super Bowl 50. So, yeah, it was fun to have him on the program, on the show. Hopefully in the future, me and him can work together. Hopefully I can get to learn more about Tyler's story and how he's a Pittsburgh fan and he lives over there, which is really cool. The first thing I wanted to start with to do with the game is the issue of the refs. Now, all around the world this morning, this afternoon, lunchtime, you're having your coffee, you're having a beverage, having a beer, you're eating a pie, whatever. The refs need to get out of this game. The refs have to stay out of this game. And I've been preaching it for weeks, and you guys all know it. Like, I could talk about this for 10 minutes, and you would agree, you would nod your head for 10 minutes. The Green Bay game where they threw that flag on Joe Hayden was not offside. That was a touchdown. So the taunting that was on Marsh was nowhere near that should have happened. As a Steeler fan, like, yes, it helped us out. It helped us got the win. Third down, Big Ben gets sacked, and then we're heading to a fourth down. We should have punted it away. It was 23-20 at the time. Marsh gets the sack, does his Capoeira kick. He's been doing that kick forever. He's been in the league for 9 years. He's done that kick as a celebration. That wasn't the problem. Then he walks over to the sideline. He walks over to the Pittsburgh sideline and gives him a glare, a stare, an evil dog eye stare, like, hey Pittsburgh, why'd you let me go? The flag doesn't come out then. The flag only comes out once the ref backs into him slightly, gives him a hip check all around the world. That's what we hear. The hip check to Marsh, throws the flag and says taunting. Now, I think that this can't happen. He does a massive sack. The Steelers should punt the ball away, 23-20, with about 6 minutes to go. The Bears have a better chance to win, and probably they probably would have went down to be in front, 27-23. So we might have needed a touchdown to win rather than a field goal. Now, we would get the penalty, and we would go up 26-20. So still only 6 points in it. At the same time, though, you just can't throw it there. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of seeing these refs getting so involved in the game. Now, there were other calls throughout the game that might have been here, there, like Big Ben got hit and then he got a flag, and then Justin Fields got hit as well, and he didn't get a flag. Or apparently people are saying that Minkus hitting Fields out of bounds should have been a flag. Look, those ones, they're 50-50, I don't know. It's just the same point. The taunting is just, how do you play this game? American football, very physical game. These fellas are massive players. They're filled with ego. They're filled with passion. And you're going to throw a flag for someone, chesting up the sideline. He didn't do anything. He didn't like have a gesture of a middle finger or do the, raise his fist in any way to say up yours or anything like that. He just went over and said to the Steelers sideline, hey, you got rid of me. Look what I just did. So taunting needs to it's like it needs to get out of this game. It's another way the refs can control the flow of the game and maybe make it more interesting. Needs to be out of the game. Plain and simple, but it won't be. It's going to come up in the future. We're only week 10. We're in week 10 and these calls are just coming out of, nowhere. So definitely, I didn't like it. A lot of you guys didn't like it. We like it because we're a Steeler fan and we like to see that. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the call. It didn't need to happen. But what do? We can't control that. You have to learn to live with the refs sometimes stink and they do terrible. So that sucks. But talking more about this game, the Steelers are 5-3. We have to be happy. We need to be happy as Steeler fans. We have to be pretty excited about our team. Watching the game, I was in more relaxed atmosphere, talking with Tyler, talking with Itziensberg, chilling out, having beverages. My team's up 14-0, 14-3, 14-6 at halftime. Feeling pretty good. As the game flowed on, the Bears started to come back in the game. And look, you don't play on paper. You don't play one team and then the other team doesn't show up and you're going to have an automatic win. This is football. This is why we watch the game. So we have suspense. However, in this game, the suspense is just, it's been there like hopefully this week we can beat the Lions and maybe beat them by 10 or 14 at home, 1 p.m., pad the stats, really drive the score up, and we feel comfortable. The first half ended at 14-6 with the Steelers, and then near the end of the fourth quarter, it was 20-6. We were going pretty good. things were just happening. Being up by 14 points, I felt really good. And during the live stream, I said, "Oh, we're fine, we're good." When Ray started to run the ball back, I think it was George, one of our mates, George from YouTube, said, "Oh, you jinxed it because what you were saying." All I said was, "I feel pretty good with the football. 6 minutes to go. Ray's running the football back, and then he fumbles. He fumbles away." I was like, "You're joking." He fumbled the ball, and then the Bears player picked it up, scores a touchdown. Look, that was a fumble. I'm not saying that wasn't a fumble. It definitely was. Nothing wrong with that play at all. They score a touchdown, then it's 20 to, I think, 13. 20 to 13, yeah, 7 points in it. And I was like, far out. Like, what are you doing? So they're back in the game. There's 7 points in it. And I think that's when all these things started to happen with Marsh and the taunting. And then the next few drives, I think we didn't play very well. Fields ended up burning. I think he burnt. He was working with Mooney. He burnt. Arthur Millette was in a few plays where he let the big play on the sideline, 40 yards, and then the next play he let into the touchdown as well. So then it ended up being, I think it was like 23-20 at that time, and that's when all the Marsh things started to happen. I can't put it all together. Like I said, I haven't got the best memory. I have to talk to Tyler again what happened. But the thing is, we lost the fumble and we let him in the game, and that's where the momentum started to turn back to the Bears. The Bears started coming back at that time after the fumble with Ray. They really started to come back, and you were just thinking, man, you had like 6 minutes to go, you know. And one of the funny stats I saw, everyone saw it on the football game, was the Steelers had been 214 times. The Steelers had a stat leading in the fourth quarter by 14 points. They had won 214 times, 0 losses and 2 ties. Now, I think one of the ties might have been the Browns game a few years ago in Browntown Stadium when we tied them. I don't know. The fact is that they were, 214 times and by 14 points fourth quarter, and they started to come back in the last 6 minutes, and that's when everything started to go crazy. There was even a point where, Boswell recovered a field goal and then, did a field goal. Then we had the kickoff. They fumbled. Boswell picked up the recovery, but we didn't score points out of that. So, yeah, it was very, very interesting to what happened. Looking at the offense as well, like to look to address what Big Ben's playing this game. So I'm going to go through the stats here as well. With Big Ben, the offense, the defense, we'll look through some of the numbers and see what kind of stands out. But I thought overall, I thought Big Ben played pretty good, and his stats do reflect that. Big Ben was 21 for 30 attempts, 205 yards, and two TDs. So he didn't give the game away. He played okay. Now, we had troubles with our offensive line as well. The offensive line, I think, gave away 4 or 5 sacks. That can't happen, including the one with Marsh, which that was a bit of a what's going on. Now, Najee Harris ran for 22 times. He's 60 yards, 2.8 average. Not the best average, but that was a hard game. Our line had no push in that game at all. It wasn't like the previous 2 games. We need to improve on that. Now, Claypool had 2 rushes for 13 yards, so that breaks up a little bit. James Washington had 2 rushes for 13 yards, and even Deontay had 2 rushes for 11 yards. So we're getting the ball to our receivers more in the running game. And that might be the first time I think I've ever seen 3 receivers have 6 carries in a game. I don't remember the last time in history that's ever happened. Claypool, Washington, and DJ had 6 carries between themselves for about 37 yards. So there were key plays there where they were getting the screens or whatever, or the pass offs, and they were getting them for a first down. That's quite interesting. That's a lot to do with Matt Canada's offense there, which is pretty cool. Cool to see that happen, and it helped us. It helped us win the game in key moments. They're getting 6.5 yards a carry. That's a real good help. Now in the receiving game, DJ had 5 receptions for 56 yards. And James Washington, and I'm leaving the player till last, and you guys know who the player is. James Washington, 42 yards, one big, massive play where Big Ben was under the pump, and James Washington came running back to the football, and he caught it. Great. 42 yards. We definitely needed that. Chase Claypool had 3 receptions for 30 yards. Najee on the ground on the reception game as well for 3 for 16 yards. So there was plays here and there. It wasn't a great play from Big Ben or the receiving core as well. However, the standout was our receiver, Pratt Fryermuth. Muuuuth had 43 yards for 2 touchdowns of 5 catches. So really good to see Muuuuth get involved in this game. And even the first catch was so fun to see. It was very, Big Ben was under pressure. He escapes out of the pocket, rolls to his left. Who's there? Muuuuth. Muuuuth is open. Very reminiscent of times where we'd see Hines Ward sneak away, or we'd even see Heath Miller sneak away and help back to the receiver. He'll help back to the quarterback and just, help them out in that route. So good to see. One of my favorite touchdowns I think I've seen in a long time was Muuuuth coming back because he knew that Big Ben was in trouble and he came back to help him out. Got the TD. Great. Good to see. Great to see. On the defense as well. So we had Minka had 8 tackles. Arthur Millette had 4 tackles. Now Arthur Millette didn't play too well. He gave up a few big plays. He even went onto his Twitter and said, "I'll be better next time," or something similar. Terrell Edmonds had some good physical hits too, 4 tackles. Cameron Sutton was in there with 3. Schobert 2. Tycho Charlton 2. Devin Bush 2. These guys kind of hidden this game again. Cameron Hayward played pretty well. 2 tackles and 1 pass interception was great to see. Trey Norwood, Henry Mondeau, they kind of went missing too. Alex Highsmith, 0 tackles, but he had 3 assists. Pretty much the only guy I haven't mentioned yet is TJ Watt. TJ Watt stole the show on defense. He had 4 tackles and 3 sacks. So it was a TJ Watt and Cam Hayward show. And they are definitely players that, we got to rally around and build around, I think. Without TJ Watt, I don't think we win this game. Or, we'll probably lose, and maybe we lose 27-19. He got us out of a bind quite a few times. So it's really good to see. And that's what we expect. But it's so fun to see what TJ can do. Now, Ray, or the kick returns, he had 2 for 40 yards. Obviously, he fumbled it. Mate, you can't do that. You can't fumble the ball in that situation. Star of the day was kicker, Chris Boswell, 3 for 3 field goals, 100% in field goals, 54 long in the game winner. He did miss the extra point, though, which kind of made a difference as well. Made a big difference in the game. It should have been 27-20. And then maybe it would have been a tie. I don't know. Overly, I just it's football, isn't it? That's what at the end of the day, it's football. We preach about beating teams by 30 points I hope we can every week. We can beat them 30, 35. It's just part of the game. And it's a part of the reason why we love it, to be honest. It's a part of the reason why we love it. Very suspenseful game. Boswell with the game winner. And then even near the end too, as I start to wrap up on the game and I start to talk about what we can do maybe in the future and get excited for the next few games coming. Boswell hits the winner 29-27, right? There's 1 minute to go, 40 seconds or something like that. And then the Bears start to go down the field and you're like, no way, they can't do this. The Bears, you can't do this to us. You can't go down the field and win a game winner to win 30-29. Like this whole game, we had been having so much fun. TJ Watt's going off. Cameron Hayward got an interception. Having too much fun in the game. And then you just can't see them lose in Heinz Field like that. Now, I want to point out a funny thing that happened with this game in the last drive. As they're going down for a field goal, I think it was 65-yarder. And I was like, 65-yarder, that's like in Australian language, or it's all the same, it's all relative, right? But for us, that's like 70 meters. Like that's so far. That is like That's too far. I don't know how anyone can kick that. Now, Justin Tucker kicked a 66-yarder, and I don't even know who I think it's Santos. I think his name is for the Bears, the kicker. It doesn't matter. Whoever it is, it must be a very hard kick to kick 65 yards for a game winner. Would be probably the second longest field goal in history, because Justin Tucker, he hit a 66-yard. It hit the crossbar and went over. Now, I've looked at the footage a few times, and I've seen a few comments around the internet. And believe it or not, but I don't think it hit the crossbar. I have to watch it again. Now, you can tell me your thoughts, but I don't think it hit the crossbar. During the live play, we saw the angle from the end zone where the kicker was kicking through, the ball was coming into our living room from the end zone. And one of the commentators said, here goes the 65-yarder. He's booted it, it's sailing through, going through the middle, and it's hit the crossbar. And it didn't. I don't think it did. But it made it feel like, because the visuals that we saw, we thought it hit the crossbar. I thought it hit the crossbar, and I was like, no, don't hit the crossbar and bounce over. Now, I need to wait until see the Game Pass, the all 22 footage comes out, because I want to see if the ball, I think it hit the ground and bounced. I don't think it hit the crossbar at all. So I'd love to know if you're at the game, if you have any thoughts about it. And it paints a big picture, and a different picture to what we saw. Now, if that field goal was going that far, 65 yards, 70 meters, and then it hits a crossbar suspensively, is it going to bounce over? We don't know, right? But the way he portrayed that, I don't know if he should have done it that way, because I don't think it did. Now, some of the footage, it looks like, if you look into it a few times, the ball bounces short in the end zone, right? Now, it might bounce 5 meters, 6 meters, 10 yards or 7 yards short of the crossbar. That's completely different, a different scenario. Look, he still hit it online, but it's completely different to hitting the crossbar. So I need to watch the footage again. And then maybe I'll make a post about it, because if it hits the crossbar, yes, suspenseful, crazy. What Justin Tucker did a few weeks ago versus the Lions, man, that was nuts. Hit the crossbar and bounced over to win the game versus the Lions. 66-yard field goal, longest in history, wins the game. In the Bears case, I don't think it did hit the crossbar. Fell short. The Steelers should feel better. We should feel better. We should feel okay. But the commentators made it feel like everyone who was watching the game that it did hit the crossbar, and we had our hearts in the air going, what are you doing? I need to watch it back. I need to watch it back to think, okay, what really happened? Because I need to know what's going on. For future times we watch this game. It'd just be very interesting to see how they paint the picture a certain way, because if you're a commentator and you're calling it wrong, what else are you calling wrong to get us excited, or to mislead us in a certain way to grab our feelings and throw them against the wall? Even attempting a 65-yarder, like a 65-yarder in Heinz Field has never happened. Boswell has the record in Heinz, I think, for 55 yards. Something similar, 55 or 56. I think he has the record. He hit it a few weeks ago. He's the first player to ever do that in Heinz Field. It's a very windy stadium. It can be. It's right on the three rivers there. There's wind coming everywhere. For the Bears to even go for that was quite ballsy. 65 yards out to win the game. I thought they were just going to do a Hail Mary, give it to Fields, drop back, sling it 70 yards, and see what happens. See what you can do with the football in the end zone. Anything can happen in those Hail Marys, because a lot of times the defenses, some players are playing man coverage, and they're running with their receiver, and they're not looking for the ball, which they should be. But sometimes they're looking at the receiver, trying to think, what are you doing? Where are you going? And by the time they get to the end zone, all the momentum's going to the back of the end zone, and the ball falls short. And then the offense or the receiver can turn around and poach it out of the air. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm just saying, it paints a different picture when it hits the crossbar, and it didn't. I can't wait to see what happens out of that. Overall, though, as I start to finish this video, the Steelers post game on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch is on there. But Twitch, if you don't step your game up soon enough, I'm going to cancel you. Yeah, no one's really watching on Twitch. I don't really know how to compete with some other platforms on there. I might have to get a hot tub. If I get a hot tub on Twitch, I think I'm pretty good. Facebook, you guys are going awesome. YouTube, going awesome. Having a good time there. I'm using Twitch, but there's just I haven't got a hot tub. I can't compete with some of the other channels who have hot tubs. That's just being brutally honest. It's very hard to compete with them. Also, you'll be listening to this on Spotify as well. I'm trying to get a few things on there, trying to get on other podcasts, Spotify. What am I using? Anchor. It's on there. It's on, what else am I trying to get on? Google Podcast. There's a ton. This takes time. Takes a lot of time for me to sort these things out. But I'm slowly building, a little bit of a foundation. Put down the concrete, and I'm starting to build up the house, the Steel Nation Australia house. So it's a lot of fun. Getting people involved, even having like John at the end there. I wanted the American idea, one of the American thought process to what happened yesterday. It was great. Having Itz Yinsberg on was cool. Talking about the game was excellent. Having you guys from Australia. And it's very hard for you guys to come into a live chat because I know you guys are working. I'm still not working at the moment. I'm still looking for a job. That will happen, but that's fine. Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers can hire me. That'd be cool. They can hire me. I can be their water boy one day, or honestly, I'd probably do anything. I don't know. I'd carry Mike Tomlin's bags. You know what I mean? He's a real man. He carries his own bags. I'd pretty much do anything to be part of that team. It'd be so much fun to be on the sidelines. I'd work with Steelers Nation Unite. I'd work with anyone. Won't matter. But yeah, also we got to congratulate. Also bringing up Mike Tomlin. Got to give him congrats. He's got 150 wins for the Steelers, which is excellent. And I still don't understand how it's not you guys. It's only a small percentage of people, the Fire Tomlin crowd. I went on to a few posts today about the Facebook land, and they're saying, oh, okay, he's got 150 wins, but no wins in the playoffs, or he can't win a Super Bowl. I'm like, you don't get it. You don't understand. This fella, Mike Tomlin, has won 150 games. He surpassed Steelers legend Bill Cowher for 149. And it's just, when are you going to get it? Okay, look, we've had problems in the playoffs. Yes, but everyone has problems in the playoffs. You look at the Saints, the last 3 years or 4 years, they've been knocked out the first round. No one gives any crap to Sean Payton. No one does. You look at the Chiefs at the moment. You look at the Chiefs right now. The Chiefs are like 4-4. No one's giving any crap to Andy Reid. It's just, I think a lot of our Steeler fans around the world, because we are so accessible, the colours are great, this organization is great, we've been a winning culture. We are spoiled. We are very, very spoiled. Some fans have the mentality of Super Bowl or bust. And in reality, it doesn't work like that. If you're following a franchise to win every single year, I'm sorry, but you've got rocks in your head. You do. You can't win every single year. You want to win every year. The want and the feeling to win every single year is there. It's definitely there. I'm not counting that. Yes, you're a fan of the team. You love the team. You go buy their jerseys. You go to the stadium. You support the team. And you wish them to win every single year. The expectation, though, of them actually doing it every single year is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous to think that they can do it every single year, and it's Super Bowl or bust is not going to happen. It just won't, because there's 31 other teams in the NFL who have the desire, the expression to go and get that Super Bowl championship, the Lombardi Trophy. 31 other coaches want to win for their owners. The owners want to win. So to have that mentality of like, the Steelers are Super Bowl or bust, that we're Super Bowl or we're crap, is terrible. It's so dumb. And I'm sorry. If you disagree with me, please put in the comments and how you disagree with me. And I would love to have a discussion. But it doesn't make sense, okay? We wish our team to do great. But I'm happy, like, if we go all the way and we do lose the wild card or we lose the playoffs or we lose 2 games in and we don't get there, or even if we lose the Super Bowl, it sucks. It would suck because you watch all year and the players have been playing all year. And then if we lose, yeah, it sucks. It's terrible. It's not fun. It's not good. But what do you do? That's the you know, that's the way the NFL works. That's the way the world works. You can't have everything on a platter. Imagine if you had if you knew the Steelers were going to win it every single year. There'd be no point in watching. None. If you knew that the Steelers were going to win the Super Bowl every single year, what's the point? Why would you bother watching? You know, if you knew that we're going to get 15-2, which is so weird to say, 14-3, which we can go and do 14-3, and we can win the playoffs and we can win Super Bowl, and you won it this year, you win it next year, you win it the year after. 2025 comes along, you win it again. What's the point? You already know the result. It's one of the reasons why we love sport, or I love sport, and it's just the surprise factor. You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen every single game. We didn't know that Boswell was going to recover the field goal. We didn't know that Cameron Hayward was going to intercept the ball. We didn't know that Ray McLeod was going to fumble away the game. I'm just saying, like, you just watch and support as we all do, and build that community and have fun and talk football. But a coach like Tomlin gets 150 wins, and I know it's Facebook land, so a lot of it's made up, and the Twitterverse, a lot of it's made up. But shouting out saying, "Oh, he's not a real coach," or "He didn't play anyone," or "The refs won." The bloke's won 150 games. What more do you want? I don't know what more you want. He's won 150 games. I put up a Facebook post on the Steelers Nation Australia Facebook site. I said, congratulations to Mike Tomlin. The Steelers have had 3 coaches since 1969. Think about that. 3 Super Bowl head coaches. Chuck Noll, I don't know him well enough. I know him from history, but I don't know really too much about him. I know a little bit, but I wasn't born then. I was born in 1989, so I don't know too much. Chuck Noll from 1969 to 1991 had 193 regular season wins, 4 times Super Bowls. Okay, end point. Fantastic coach, 193 wins, and he was victorious in the Super Bowl 4 times. Bill Cowher, 1992 season to 2006 season, he had 149 wins, and he was a 1-time Super Bowl champ. He was victorious 1 time in the Super Bowl, and I think it was even another time. I think we lost the Super Bowl with Bill Cowher too. Now that's my history. I have to look into that. I'm pretty sure Bill Cowher lost one. Okay, Mike Tomlin to present, 2007, right? 2007 till now, till present, 150 wins, and he's victorious in 1 Super Bowl. What else do you want? I'm only talking to the 1%. If the 1% find this channel, if the 1% fire Tomlin crowd make it through 37 minutes, I'm only talking to you. What more do you want? We have a chance every single year. Never had a losing season. He's a great coach. The Lions would love him. 0-7. Who else we got? I think the Jets are playing, they're playing terrible. They will love him. Washington football team, they would love him. Even to a certain extent, Seahawks would love him with Pete Carroll over there. Maybe they're done with him. So the Dolphins, 2-7, they would love Tomlin. The Texans have lost 8 in a row. They would love him. They would love Tomlin to be on his staff. Like, you just gotta wake up and smell the roses, because Tomlin's not going anywhere. The Bears with Matt Nagy, who we just beat, 3-6. They would love Tomlin. The Vikings, 3-5. They would also love Tomlin. 49ers, they played terrible yesterday. They would also love Mike Tomlin. Do we have anyone else? Any other takers? maybe even to a certain extent, the Falcons. They're 4-4 this year, but they've been a pretty dismal organization. They would love Mike Tomlin. It's to the point, though. And I'll end my rant on this. I just think you have to just enjoy the moment. We have the Steelers. We have Mike Tomlin here. The bloke's won 150 games. Okay? That's pretty good. And the Steelers are 5-3. That's also pretty good. We are the 6th seed in the playoffs right now, 10 weeks in. We're in a 4-game win streak. We have the Lions coming to town. We should hopefully beat the Lions, improve to 5-game win streak. Then we head out west to the LA Chargers. So who knows what's gonna happen with them? They're a bit up and down as well. I think they're 5-4. So let me double check. I believe the Chargers. I'm just looking through the standings. They're 5-3 with a 1-game win streak. Now, if we can be victorious over the Lions, get our team ready. We're on a 5-game win streak, and we're 6-3. And will you still hate Tomlin then? I'm just saying. That will be his 151st win. The guy's a winner, and you can't take it away from him. So everyone in the Facebook land universe, you got to, jump on the train now because it's going fast, man. Because we all arrive at the same station, right? But I don't want to enjoy. If we end up having a good playoff run, I don't want to enjoy it with a lot of these people who are hating on Tomlin, hating on Ben, hating on the organization. Jump on the train now, order your food, sit down, have a coffee, and enjoy the ride until we get to the same spot. Okay? People like me are going to lead the way with cheering this team on and being passionate about our team. You guys, if you're still on the same train as us, sit in the back. Go sit in the luggage carrier part. Go sit there. Where I put my luggage down, you can hold it. I'm done. I'm so done with this. But yeah, look, hey, to end this podcast, guys, thanks everyone for watching the 40 minutes. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy this so much. And you guys are helping me trying to, build this. But we're still having fun. The Steelers are 5-3, a good win, coming second in the division. Hopefully I'll see you guys in 2 days. I have to record I'm recording the AFC North rundown tomorrow, so that video will be up tomorrow. And then come Friday, we've got a busy week. Friday, we're going to live stream the Ravens versus Dolphins. We're cheering the Dolphins on to beat the Ravens. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot going on. So I appreciate everyone from Facebook land, YouTube, like I said, Twitch, you got to step it up. I'll give you a few more weeks. If no more viewers come into Twitch, I'm going to can you. I'll find another platform to put these rants and speeches on because Twitch is just too hard to compete with you. It's way too hard to compete. Too many people are searching the internet for the hot tubs. I can't compete with that. So, appreciate everyone coming in the video and enjoying the Steelers post game. Look, we are on something here. We're not a playoff team yet. We're in the playoffs right now, but we're not a playoff team yet. We're still working on the O-line, getting Najee involved, still getting Muuuuth involved. Our defense is getting better. We're relying on TJ, relying on Cameron Hayward. Yes, we are. Minka's around the ball. We haven't got an interception in forever, but we're working and we're winning. That's the difference. We're not losing and working on things. We're winning and we're working on stuff and we're progressing forward. So if you're not happy with that, I can't help you. I don't know what to say. So thanks, guys, for checking out Steelers Nation Australia on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, maybe, and also on Spotify and hopefully other podcasts in the future. Thanks, guys. See you later. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Oh, this is fucking crazy!